We're here. I just ran in from set and I'm here to smoke with you all in sesh and talk about updates in the last 24 hours. And believe you me, there are some. Let's get ready to rumble. And happy Wednesday. It is Book Club Wednesday, which means we're starting a new book in book club. We're reading about terpenes. I'm going to roll a joint. I'm going to go and do something that I normally don't do. And I'm rolling a joint from my Cannabis Cutie rolling papers. Ooh, cannabis educator. And talk about my day. I filmed my football show today, and my life is truly a sitcom with my kids. My daughter sent me a text message today, not a little while ago, asking if she could beat a kid up, which is beautiful that she asked permission, but the answer is no. You gotta let the school deal with it. Some kid was pouring water down the stairs, a boy. Hey, Kay Evans, a boy. And my daughter slipped on that water and fell and hit her head. Now, thank God she always has like the whole world in her backpack and it's bulky and it, protected her head a little bit. But had she not had that backpack on, my God, I don't know what would have happened. But middle school boys are middle school boys. Ooh, a new jar. What do we have here? Let's do it with the lid on. We have Mad Santa from Traditional. Great packaging. I love the holographic. And you have like a little bitty window in there as well. Breaking a new one in. If it wants to open, you want to stay closed. Wow. Just going to have to lift it without the lift and peel because, okay, here we go. Smells delicious. Here is what we have for today. Let me know what you're smoking on, if at all, or if you're like at work and you can't. Jaren's here. You missed me telling the story about my daughter wanting to beat up a kid at school for pouring water down the stairs. As she was walking down it, she slipped. She fell. Ooh, she hit her head. But she's fine. And then I filmed my football show, which we have had so many issues with this show. It's just kind of like, what is happening? It's just a proof of concept, so it doesn't need to be perfect, but there's been like so many issues. We filmed today. Hopefully this episode comes out all right. And then I have some PR to show you guys. Yesterday on the podcast, we had Blazing Scoops on. Blazing Scoops does this like medicated ice cream, and she has this cone. I'll show it to you. Mine broke, which is fine, but it's an ice cream. And notifications all late. LOA, thought it was here within seconds. Oh man, YouTube, come on now. I definitely dug in. But this is like a strawberry crunch ice cream, can of ice cream, with a very new consumption method. You have to watch the episode. The owner of this, she created a new technique of extracting cannabis. She can't give away her IP, but yeah, it's pretty cool. So this is the ice cream, and this is the cone, but it broke. It's like a really big cone, and it's a waffle cone. You can read everything on the packaging too. She is still very much a new product, but she came on the podcast yesterday, and then we had Tucky Blunt. He is the first felon to open a dispensary, former felon to open a dispensary due to the war on drugs. They allowed people who had been affected by the war on drugs to come in. He won the lottery. He opened his store first. Tucky Blunt up in the Bay in Oakland. Blunts and More. He gave us these educational shirts. Evolution of the Blunt. And just kind of talking about how we got to where we got to with that. So that was really dope. And then yesterday I came home and this was here. This thing right here. It's heavy. Let's open it and see what we have here. My homie's calling me during YouTube. He's gonna be like, oh shit, my bad, you're live. And these are it's so heavy and so big. It's like half my body. Okay, this is what I have. That is a Yeti to put all these cans in there. And these are all the flavors. Very Snoop branded. Blood orange, blue raz, peaches, and honeys, and cherry limeade. So, got some of those in the mail yesterday. So yesterday was a good day. These are really cool PR packages. So yeah, yesterday was a good day for the podcast. Today I filmed my football show, already in the drama that is my children. Again, I get a text message. Peaches, honey, or peaches and honey? It's peaches and honey. Yeah, and then of course my daughter asking permission if she can whoop that trick. Little boy at school. Happy hump day. And it's book club Wednesday. Book club Wednesday. We're reading a book about terpenes. It's a short book, but really informational. We always talk about terpenes, and now we're going to deep dive it. This is our first ever terpene book. We always have books that kind of talk about them loosely or a little bit. I'm like, is the book in my reach? I don't see it. I need to organize my office a little bit. It's been busy, but good times. I am still rolling this joint. I rolled a joint for someone at the hair salon, and I was like, wow, I didn't realize I could roll joints so well. I thought I was really bad at that, but that was a beautiful joint that I rolled. So I was like, let me go ahead and just dive into papers more. And then I have these papers from Raw. Do you guys know Raw, the brand? Josh at Raw. Yeah, I definitely rolled a much smaller joint. These XL papers is where I've been trying to roll like a blunt and it doesn't work. Is there anything as well that you guys want to talk about or dive into? Football, weed, anything, honestly. Did you guys do your research into Ron DeSantis and the heels? Did you see what I was talking about? And also, he was pissing off Trump's base, which is like, if Trump doesn't become the candidate because of whatever reason, his opponent is going to have to probably be speaking that language. Like his Republican nominee opponent. So I don't think he ever stood a chance. 2024 is going to be an interesting year. It's definitely, like in numerology, it's an 8-year, which means karma, Daddy Saturn. So it's kind of like, just know that whatever you're giving is kind of like coming for you. So if you've been good and doing good and good intention, like, you know, reap that. But if you've been kind of not moving properly, It might be coming back too. Wow, I am still rolling this like a blunt. Yeah, I think I already failed. I think there's rips. I think I already failed. Oh, there's like rips. I am a blunt roller. You know how some people can color hair and some people can cut it, but usually not good at both. I can roll blunts, but not really great at joints. I think I ripped it. Should I double it up? 2 papers? I really hate burnt paper. It's fine. PS5 or Xbox? Random but curious. I only have an Xbox in my house, but if I had a real choice, Nintendo. All day. All day. Nintendo. I play Harry Potter and I play all the Mario games, and I download all the Mario games that I can find whenever they're released from the vault. I just got a Nintendo 64 for my birthday. I mean, just so excited for it. So excited for it. Did I get it? Can you guys hear me all right as well? My computer keeps dying. Every time I go to turn it on, it's dead. And I don't understand it. So I'm not plugging in my mic because my computer really has to charge. Full moon in Leo. Is that today or that's tomorrow, right? That's tomorrow. Are you guys into astrology? Does anybody like follow like the forecast? I know Jaren, you do. Yes, you can hear was fuzzy for a minute, but back in HD now. Okay, good to know. I will plug in. I will make sure my computer is charging. I don't know. I think it's because I keep it in my studio, which I don't heat unless I'm in here. And I keep my computer set up out here. So I think what I need to start doing is just taking it into the house because I'm sure the cold weather is zapping the battery. I'm in and out of the chat because I'm still at work. Ooh. I love that. Cheers. I do my intention in my mind. Is this an ashtray? Was that what this always was? Was this an ashtray? I don't think so. Man, okay. Tonight I'm thinking about playing tennis even though it's cold. I don't know if that's a good idea. Tomorrow, though, I am going to an editing place. I live literally where all recording studios, production for Hollywood, all the like post stuff. It's like where I live. So I'm going to tour one of those places with my sister tomorrow. She leaves in a couple days. I can't handle it. So I'm going to have some fun doing that. I want to vlog, but you know, it's the editing. And I still haven't talked to my new editor because there's a lot of things happening with contracts and there's just like no action that can happen right now. So if anybody knows somebody that likes to edit, please let me know. I can make the content all day. Can I edit it? Will I edit it? There's no time to edit. There's no time. Like there's things that I just have to accept that I'll never get to. I feel like editing is one of those things. God bless the editors of the world. God bless all of them. All right. Has anybody watched the sports show? I haven't even had a chance to watch it. I know that we did green screen last time. The reflective ball was a terrible idea for green screen because it picks up the green. And then for some odd reason, the quality, the camera recorded in slow-mo. So getting the sound to catch up to it was just so much has been going wrong and it's been a little weird to say the least. I don't know what to think. Cannabis is definitely my lane. Sports, we're still figuring it out. It'll come together just like I figured it out with weed. The first few things that I did with weed were so terrible. And then that's when I finally realized I just need to be myself. And then that's when the magic came through. So I'll get there with sports. It's a new challenge. Well, one of my favorite sportscasters followed me yesterday. And I was just like, that's a good sign, right? I would love to follow the trajectory that he did. Like, he is on one of like the biggest morning shows in the country. And it's just like, wow, he worked his way to that. And yeah, he followed me. I'm so excited. We have been day 17 out of 31 for a few days. Hey, you know what? I was like, I'm sure it's 17. I didn't even check. I came home, dropped my stuff off inside, ran to the studio with the PR and went live. So am I hella organized in all of this right now? Absolutely not. And at one point it would stress me out and I would be embarrassed. But now I am just like, hey, whatever, nuance. It is what it is. Like, just get it done. When I focus too much on the details, sometimes it puts me in paralysis and then I won't do it. But it's like, we just got to do it. It doesn't have to be, not everything needs to be super high quality and pristine. Like, middle of the day, I'm ripping and running. I have until 8 a.m. to 2 o'clock to get everything that I can get done without kids done. That is my window. Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Tuesday, it's an hour shorter. So I do what I can. And then after they get home from school, they own me with homework, with dinner, with games, conversations, walks. So yeah, day to day. I am day to day. And I'm glad I didn't schedule them. I know I wanted to go straight through, but again, like day to day, I don't know how I'm feeling. There are some days where I'm like, I'm not going to get on camera and say much. This is a like internal day. So I'm learning my new normal. I'm also still processing the fact that I've been sick majority of my life and nobody believed me. And that's a harsh reality. That's, something I'm dealing with and processing. And then just kind of like, the adults around me were not really paying attention to the children because they were going through so much. And also just allowing myself to feel that. And then, mad at myself because I've lived so long without knowing what was wrong with me. And so now, here I am. Do they do Common Core math? Yes, they do Common Core math. No, I don't know how to do it. It takes hours sometimes. Like drawing all the boxes and all the other things. I am not a Common Core math. I think this is dumb. Why did we do this? I don't have the time to learn how to do this so that I could teach it. It is very much effective because my son, when I tell you he can do mental math at 8 so easy, I love that for him. And it's because Common Core teaches you how to conceptualize math versus just like memorize steps. So I think it's great. It's just we, the parents, are not equipped to do it because it's like a whole new way of thinking about math and numbers. But honestly, how America teaches math is like one of the worst ways to learn math. When I went to college and like all my tutors were from different countries and like the methods they would teach, I was just like, wow, this makes it so simple. Why can't we teach math in America? I have this book called Daily Planetary Guide. And it has like the week updates of like what is going to be happening astrologically. So it's a cool way to learn about stuff. So Wednesday represents the calm eye of the week's storm. So enjoy the peace while it lasts. Schedule all meetings and social outings on this day to take advantage of the positive vibes. Woo. And then Thursday, Pluto is going to drag Jupiter, and it's going to be an explosive mix that could detonate without warning. Also, people are going to be tripping on Thursday. I'm in the house. I'm inside. Don't ask me to come out. And the weekend is going to be filled with moments of drama. Oh, no, the work week is drama. The weekend is opposite. Saturday is a great time to spend with friends and family or go on a daytime date, and a good day for getting physically fit or piling up through piled up chores. Plowing through. Okay, I need that. And then Sunday is harmonious. Cool. Amazing. Tips for a 5-star week this week. If there are people in your life who you have walking on eggshells, it may be time to march on to better pastures. And keep your sights on the weekend when romance is in store for couples and singles alike. Single as a Pringle, and I like it. And then Sunday, Venus is in Capricorn. And that, if you're looking for love, Sunday's a good day. So I'm definitely in the house. I'm definitely in the house on Sunday. Yeah, so this book is pretty cool. And then it also has a planner in it so that you have like the forecast like down to the time for people who are really serious. Denise, you're here. And then, you know, regular calendars. It's a pretty cool book. And then there's like an index in the back too to see like exactly when all the times are happening. So this is a cool little book that I got from the spiritual store where I get my incense. Yeah, it's a pretty cool planner. And then like some education, of course, teaching you about signs and houses. Your best opportunity periods. You know, they say millionaires don't follow astrology. Billionaires do. If you don't think that they know that there's some, if you look at the timing of the way that governments and stuff operate, they absolutely know. They absolutely know. They absolutely know. And then it's to their benefit for you to understand or to believe that it's fake and there's no way that it could be true. That's my belief in it. Like to think that the moon that can create waves in the ocean and can create babies to come more if it's full has no bearing on us, our bodies as majority water people. Please. Can't believe I missed the beginning of this live on YouTube making joy. Oh, it's okay. That's so cool. Yes, all events and most award shows and mass media events are all correlated. Exactly. They know what they're doing. So yeah, I like astrology a whole lot. As a Sagittarius moon, and a very curious person. And I like human design. I like astrology. I like tarot. I like all the weird things that I used to keep a secret because I was like, people are going to think I'm a witch and demonic. And now it's like trendy. It's so trendy. It was like that with weed too. It was definitely like that with weed. I was like a crackhead. Do I like Vedic or tropical better? I have only ever learned tropical because that's literally kind of like the Western version, I guess. But I want to learn more about Vedic. It's just a little weird because all of your signs change in Vedic. Like I would be an Aquarius in Vedic, I believe. So yeah, I'm interested. I like all the different interpretations. I believe I've gotten a Vedic reading, but I'm not sure, actually. I'm not sure. Every astrologer interprets things in their own way, too. Humanitarian? What's that? Yeah, human design is probably my most fun because that incorporates astrology into it as well. So your astrology and human design are very similar. You'd be a Sagittarius. Yeah, it's so weird. And most of my chart is Capricorn. A lot of my chart is Capricorn. I think we talked about that before. But then I'm a Scorpio rising. And Scorpio risings are like Scorpio AF. So that's where that intensity and passion comes from. The blueprints to life and reality could all be so simple. Yeah. Truly. I mean, everything is connected. And to think that that sky up there is just independent of us and that it's not connected and that it's not some kind of guide is wild when we have almanacs that have planting schedules based on when the moon is full. Like, you are crazy to think that all of that is just independent and we just exist and we're special and we're guarded from it. Like, to think that the good Lord would not leave us some kind of map in the sky is even more wild. It like puts the maker in a box of what you think it's capable of, when really it's like everything around us, we're all made of the same things. Like, why wouldn't we be connected to it? It just blows my mind. It just blows my mind when I think about it like that. And that's how they used to predict weather in seasons, was by watching the sky. It is a map. We can correlate time periods with certain things based on where other planets are sitting on that map. They are huge balls of energy. Huge balls of energy. We are not special at all. I'm gonna have to go back and research this. I missed some stuff. It's all good. I promise to figure out which day we are on the live. I wonder if I can change the title. I honestly, after I get out of here and close my laptop, it does not get open for the rest of the day. My grandfather believed you could control the sex of your child by the moon cycle. Yeah, there's definitely those theories too. But I think that more so depends on what his sperm is shooting out. Because I have a friend that did IVF, and she said literally all the embryos came out to be girls. I was like, and they have 4 daughters. Like, it's even her own natural pregnancy. It's like he only was producing girls. So I think that matters too, but maybe an evenly healthy amount you could do that. I don't know. I think the spirit that has agreed to come in through that woman as a vessel more so has a choice on the gender. So if I signed up to be Tammy, Rosa's daughter. So I came in as Rosa's daughter, and I agreed to come into this life and fight for women. So they put a boy in the womb with me and made me be compared to him my whole life and make me want to prove that women are dope. Because I also had a lot of brothers. Anywho, that was a tangent. But if you guys read this, if you could read any book to understand where I'm going, it would be called Journey of Souls. It is an audiobook that you can listen to for free if you have Hoopla or Libby. It's on one of those 2 apps. Go get you a library card. If you don't have one, you just type in your library card information and then you can listen to the ebook. Journey of Souls. It is so good. It's about this hypnotist who had hundreds and hundreds of clients, and he would hypnotize people and he would have the same experience with each one of these people with his technique. And you kind of learn how the spirit world works. And it's like, he has another one called the part 2 book called Destiny of Souls. And essentially it's like you kind of you prepare for your life. Like, you pick, who you are, what part of the world you're going to live in, what your parents are going to be, essentially what your lesson is. You also go to like a soul recognition class where like important key players that you're going to meet, and you'll recognize each other by a laugh or by this, or they'll just feel really, really familiar and you won't be able to ignore that. And then, it's also an opportunity for you to play out some karma that you need to play out, or, build your spirit in this area, and you kind of all agree on that. So it's like a really cool book. It is such a freaking good book. My 3-year-old self shocked my mom and uncle. I totally believe that. I believe it too. And there's kids that have even reincarnated and have been like, I was murdered. I used to live over here. It was my neighbor. Let me take you to my body. He chopped me up and buried me over here. And the kid would be accurate. So there is some, pretty striking evidence about reincarnation. But usually, based on this book, you don't reincarnate like boom, boom. It's usually like you have to go back and atone and just kind of, like meet with your spirit council. Like, how did you do on your life? It's like your judgment, essentially. And, review your life in specific moments and things that showed your true character. And then maybe there are some things that have to be played out with karma. You'll agree in another life to kind of to balance something, whether good or bad. It's just such a freaking interesting book. Have you heard of egg theory? No, tell me about it. I love weird conversations like this. I need to talk to Exhibit about this on the podcast. He loses his mind with this stuff. It cracks me up. We're going to have to feel what we made others feel. That's the judgment. Yeah, well, if you learned in this life, there is no judgment for it. If you don't, though, if you don't see, then unfortunately, you'll have to come back and kind of see. But you can fix your shit here and now. You can atone for it here and now. Absolutely. Absolutely. The egg theory argues that the universe is made entirely and exclusively for you. Oh, that's cool. That everybody's universe looks different. Huh, the egg theory. I want to look more into that. Do you know your life path number? Yes, I believe it is 6 or a 4. Is it a 6 or a 4? I think it's a 4. I'm going to calculate it right now. I don't know if it's a 6 or a 4 because now I'm thinking about human design. Life path number. Do you know a lot about that? Talk to me about all the weird stuff. I love it. The Toltecs believe it's all a dream and we're the creators of it. I love the Toltecs. I read about that in Don Miguel Ruiz. He talks a lot about, it's a mirror. It's like a smoky mirror. Okay, January 5th, 1989. I am an 80s baby. I'm so proud of that. Okay, my life path number is a 6. I'm a 6. The people with number 6 tend to be the healers of our society. Because of your loving, compassionate, and responsible nature, you are likely to find yourself following endeavors that involve helping those who are weak and less fortunate. Cool. We are all the same person experiencing ourselves through different lives to learn the lesson of our karma until we become godlike. I could see that too. I do shamanic journeys and I can take you to meet your spirit guides. Ah, that's dope. I want to do a shamanic journey. I do have a relationship with my spirit guides. My main spirit guide is a masculine entity, which I was like, really? And I was like, oh, that kind of does make sense. I'm sure I've lived a lot more lives as a man. I'm sure. Why I'm coming in and fighting for women could be why. But I know that that's part of my path today. But people think all that stuff is woo-woo, but I'll never forget before the AT&T Revolt Summit, Diddy's thing that he does. I was on stage speaking with Burner, Al Harrington, former NBA and CEO of Viola, Bobby Shmurda, rapper. I was the only woman and definitely not a big name like them. I remember meditating and asking for advice, and I was told to be austere. And he's so smart. I always have to Google words that I am told, which was like, basically be serious, be, poised, be very like, here is like the messaging that I got. And I was like, okay. And I'm so glad that I meditated and asked for advice, because when I tell you they were on stage, the energy was Bobby Shmurda, like silly, dancing, like he is a whole energy, and the guys were feeding off of that. And I stood on business and stayed focused, and eventually their energy shifted and they became serious. There was points even when Bobby was speaking and he's looking directly at me, because I went there talking about social justice, talking about the science of the plant, the hypocrisy of the government, like really taking it there, and it got serious. And even Al, after the event ended, kind of gave me my props on how I commanded presence and leadership. So I am, a believer of that we actually are connected to, like, I don't believe that God would just send us in here butt naked. Like, God is on the other side, always here. And what that means is that there have been specific souls who literally their job in the spirit world is to assist people in physical realities. And they always are at our disposal, and they are always here to assist us on our journey. So I read a book about it, tried out all the techniques of like meditating and connecting, and it was just like so shocking. And even not understanding some of the things and then them turning out to be right. So you've got to really, really like dive into that if you're curious. It's so weird, but it's fun. It's so fun. You can do it over the phone. That's amazing. But yeah, it's called Let Your Spirit Guide Speak. By Doreen Virtue. She's like really huge in the spiritual world. She's got a lot of books, and yeah, it's pretty cool. You can communicate through your guides in your best way. For some, it's writing. For me, it's writing, like channeling writing. For others, it's listening. Some, it's just a feeling. But however you can connect. My sister read the book. She's like intensely like psychic naturally and spiritual. And for her, like she's actually seeing things and it's scaring the shit out of her. But she's so powerful that I'm not shocked. So, just like there are animals who are psychic, like that those cats that are in nursing homes that know to go lay with people that are about to pass away. Like those things are so cool to me. And I do believe that just like some of us have physical body gifts, like LeBron James and Kobe Bryant, who are doing like crazy feats with their body, there are people that have those spiritual gifts as well. And also here to bless us with their gifts in a fun way. So she denounced it all. I did not know that. What? How? And why? I need a documentary. I need a Netflix documentary stat. Rejected beliefs and she embraced Christianity again? Because she was a Christian and then she moved over here. What made her quit? What's the gateway experiment? I'm not familiar with that. What happened? She published over 50 books. Huh. Okay. I'm not knocking it at all. Sometimes things speak to you at different points in your life, but I wouldn't denounce what helped you get rich in the past and guided you to where you are today. Huh. That's interesting. Process activating both hemispheres of the brain. How do you do that? Not Doreen Virtue. I didn't know that. I can't wait to tell my sister. That's funny, denouncing it all. I understand, like, moving on. I have practiced many different ones. I started out Catholic, born into it, was like, nah, I'm good at 8, went Baptist, and that was like, whew, I am very good. Went to non-denominational, wasn't a fan. Went atheist, I knew that was wrong. Agnostic, meaning I believed in something, I just don't know what. And then now it's just like whatever I say it is, whatever keeps me connected to God is what it is. So, and maybe that might be organized religion one day. I'm not going to knock what helped me though in the interim for sure. It's weird that she denounced it. I'm like, who paid you? Was she paid? Kind of like the chick from Roe v. Wade. She said it on her deathbed. The reason why she had to denounce the stuff was because she was paid and told, like, you need to say this now. So I wonder, you just never know, because Doreen Virtue has written over 50 books and has brought a lot of people to all of that. So you never know. You never know. I know someone who was into New Age spirituality, tarot reading, Reiki, sound bowls, all the things until ayahuasca a couple months ago. Now she's doing the same thing. but is not using cards. It's not the path for everybody. But also, what did she see on the ayahuasca trip? Because if she saw some like devilish stuff and all that kind of stuff, that might have scared her away. And also the intent behind what you're doing. Like, in spiritual world, you got to mind your business too. Like, you having gifts does not give you permission to go and spiritually spy on people and be in their energy. If you don't have permission to be in people's stuff like that, you are breaking the rules. You have to have consent. And you don't want nobody doing you like that. It's such a violation. Like when people are like, oh, you're intuitive. Can you read my mind? Absolutely not. I don't want to. Unless you need me to help you. But I don't know. How are you using it? Still experimenting, but CIA docs and workbook leaked about it. Huh. On point about consent and not violating anyone's free will. Amen. She changed the name of her readings to sessions and her Reiki to attunements using God now. That's always what it was. Wasn't it? Isn't it all? I don't know. Whatever. All religions have their own rituals and ceremonies, and they all have similar intent, which I can get with that. Whatever you need to do to keep you close to God and it is good and no one is getting hurt, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. And whatever that transform into as well. I'm not going to judge no one's spirituality. But as for me, I will not let the people that oppressed my ancestors tell me who my God is, nor will I let them tell me who my enemy is. And that's where I will leave that. But yeah, it sucks that she's judging. It's very Christian of her. Yeah, damn. Thanks for letting me know that, Denise. You blew my mind. I love when I learn new things. I cannot wait to go tell my sister right now. And I need to go eat lunch because I haven't eaten lunch. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Mind blown. Have a good day.